So we're back. It's Monday. Welcome to Gasworks. Here on this Oldsmobile over the weekend, we got some patches done. Michael did. I didn't do nothing. There's a patch there he did. He worked some on the patch Jim put in there, and a little bit there. The floor pan, it's dry, and it actually came out glossy, which is wild. In the rat rod, it was like really dull and matte black, but it's a different can, Michael says. This looks great in here. We're just about ready to throw the seat in. So, yeah, it's glossy. It's like really slick. It's still got some underneath it wetness. Oh, or you can like push the paint. Yeah. Yeah, you want to be careful with that. So there's that. So we got the old Dodge in the shop. This is my favorite truck ever. I said it about two of them. So would you like to give some backstory on this old Dodge? It's my grandpa's old truck, and I drove it for like, I don't know, 5 years. Only 5? Well, yeah, I think so. I feel like it was a lot longer than that. I'm pretty sure it was about 5 years. How long have you known me, Noah? I've known you longer than 5 years. Yeah, but she's been sitting for 2. I'm sure of it. She had a hard life anyway. It ran for 5 years. My mom drove it, my aunt drove it, my grandpa drove it. Everybody drove it. But I love it. For like 3 of those 5 years, the windshield wipers didn't work. Oh yeah, I fixed them, didn't I? Yeah, you did. And you showed it off to me one day. You were like, look at this. I'm like, whoa! And then the motor blew up. So I had this motor rebuilt because I love this truck. And it cost, of course, you know, a motor rebuild. And then we put it in the truck. And then, yeah, about a month after we put it in the truck, it didn't run anymore. So instead of getting angry, we just parked it, I guess, for 18 months. She's been sitting here waiting. Yeah? Yeah. And I know it's a 98 Dodge truck. And there's... But it's got the... Sentimentality. But it's got the package in it. It's got the tow package in it. It's got a 360 with a positive traction rear end. Automatic. It pulls good. It pulls way more than it should. Yeah, it has pulled way more than it should, which is probably why, you know, some things like that happen to it. If only we had footage of this thing pulling that trailer that one day. Oh, she was loaded down. Yeah. And we had the little trailer behind the dually. Like we had the trailer that was supposed to be behind the dually behind this. Yeah. It had a lift on it. It had a toolbox. She was loaded. The toolbox was loaded. There was all sorts of like crates of like stuff. It was crazy. There was a lot of stuff. Yeah. On it. There was a day we bought an entire shop. Yeah. Yeah, there was a day. And she towed it all. Yeah, but that was with the motor that before it was rebuilt, all that stuff too. Yeah. The rebuild killed her. I think it was running kind of crappy before that, but it probably would have kept going longer than this. I don't know. Nobody's to blame, I don't guess. We're just gonna fix it and keep riding. That's right. So currently, because of what happened to this head gasket here, we're looking at this head gasket as well.
So we're gonna look at the other head gasket. You can see in the valve cover,
it's got water and
it's got a nice
stuff.
mixture of water and oil. You remember like the science classes in school where they'd show you, they'd be like, water and oil don't mix.
Well, I've never been one to be real easy on
It?
motors and stuff with wheels. I kind of put them through their paces a little bit. You know, if it's gonna break, you know, it obviously had some weaknesses about it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do any like, you know, have mercy reversies or no stuff like that.
It's no mercy reversies.
No mercy reversies.
Those guys go hard at that stuff.
Hard. I don't even understand. But okay, I would probably do it too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, not really. No. I have done that, I think.
I've ripped the e-brake really hard in that Subaru before. It was awesome. I really want to do it again. One day when I get my mom another car, I'm gonna dog out that Subaru that I changed the shocks in.
It doesn't like life. It already hates life,
So we're just gonna throw a turbo on it, make it
end it.
Yeah, we're gonna throw a turbo on. It's probably just gonna make a really nice like chaser, like a camera car, because it's got the back hatch in it. You can hang out the hatch.
We can whack the roof off of it in the back.
No, man.
And make it a ute.
No, we're not gonna ruin it like that.
We don't ruin it. We gotta do it nicely.
We can get a ute.
We're gonna do a ute. We can put a hatch in the top and mount a machine gun.
We should do that to like a square body Blazer or something.
Then we just look like a bunch of rednecks, man.
Well, that's the whole point. Dude, when I first bought that K20, I did start to do a no mercy reversey going down the road. Cause like, I didn't know the 3 speeds.
Oh, Lord.
I kept thinking there was another one, so I like went into neutral. I threw it in reverse, and the rear tire said down the road. Drayton was behind me. He was like,
"Oh my God!" It's terrible when you mix up Almost Home and Famous Amos cookies. So you have Almost Amos or Famous Home, and then even when you change it around, you end up with like Famous Anus cookies, and that's no good either. Mine did. It just kind of broke out.
what happened?
The exhaust pipe just broke off of there. It just broke off.
One of the studs broke.
No, it broke off this catalytic converter right
Oh, the rest of the pipe it broke off. It had a mean exhaust leak.
Yeah, it had a pretty gnarly exhaust leak.
Maybe
You remember how loud this truck was?
I guess that's what we were hearing the whole time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, that
and the blown head gasket.
seriously blown head gasket.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
There it is. There goes some water. Oh gosh.
it's okay.
She waited. Quick mop up, make sure the dogs don't drink none of that. This head gasket doesn't look like it blew.
It didn't feel like it blew.
It was just that one cylinder.
Yeah.
The cylinders
I
look
felt like that,
the cylinders look great.
but if you're gonna do one, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the cylinders look great. These are still holding water. There it is. Block's completely torn down in the truck. It looks so small in there now. Like that's all the motor is underneath them heads.
Clean the water out and wrap it up real good. Pull it back outside. Grab some head gaskets for it. And we'll put it back together. And we'll let you guys watch. Yeah, this one's good. She had no issues. That guy over there, though, that's a different story. It's tore up. It's tore up.
So we got our shifter rod here, and we got this piece that used to be threaded that's now drilled out. This is shifter rod's been cut in half and shortened 4 inches. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick that in yonder, get it sitting about halfway, weld it to this one, and then we're gonna find out the direction this needs to face to be proper, and then we're going to be golden. We'll weld that up, and then I gotta bend it once it's welded up, because once it's welded up, this has to be the same plane as that right there. It can't be like this way, so this has to be bent out. So, but I'll weld this up. Alright, so now it is another day. It is now Tuesday. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's always the greatest day.
So, Tuesday. So, you're on the 55 currently. The old 55. You're on the old 55, Chris. We know you say that all the time, Mr. Ironhead Garage. You know, Chris. I believe this Oldsmobile probably fits the name Old 55 better, because it's the Olds 55 Olds. So it's the old 55. So if we look here, we have a shifter linkage bar that I made custom to fit into that. There is a cotter pin in it now, and it is attached to that bar, which goes up to the steering column stuff up here. And now the new sensor that we got as well, the gear position sensor, is up there as well, so that I have tested it, is trying to work, but I have to adjust it to where it's actually going to tell us what gear we're in properly. A little spring there goes into a hole on the frame, and yeah, she actually works pretty good. I'll show you guys here. I gotta hold the steering column still, but so she shifts pretty good now. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. So we have a whole entire shifting assembly working in there now. So now all we're lacking is the floor pan is pretty dried up now. Actually, it's pretty dry. The other day I touched it over there and it was wet after we waited an entire weekend, and it was like 4 days. This has been drying for 5 days now. So we have these broke off bolts right here where the seat bolts in. There's a broke off bolt there, and then there's 2 over there that are broke off. So we have to drill these out and retap them and get them ready for some new bolts. So that's going to be a few hours right there, but once we get those taken care of, we can bolt the seat in it. And then we gotta bleed the brakes, and we gotta pick up a steering knuckle from the race shop, and then we're gonna finish the steering stuff down there, so that'll be hooked up, and then we got to get the power steering lines in there, and then once we get the power steering lines in there, I can put the power steering belt on it, because I just didn't want to run the pump dry, and then brakes will be bled, it shifts in and out of gear. You got that going for us. This car should be driving by that point, so that's what we're looking at right now. But right now, so I'll get back to you guys when we get some more stuff done.
Oh God! I feel like shit it on. I propose we do this. I'll do this.
So now the seat's back in the car. The floor pans are looking great in here. I gotta finish bolting it through the floor pan, but there's the seat back in it. Alright, so it's a rainy day here at Gasser Works, and today we're out here playing with the Oldsmobile. It's actually it's Friday today. We got a steering knuckle down there finally. I finally got a steering knuckle on the steering rack. The steering rack is from a 1988 Chevrolet Celebrity. So it's a 17mm double D. But we finally got that in there. It's 17mm double D to 3/4, and now we need to get a little 3/4 tube to go from there to there. We have a bolt in there right now, the bolt was almost long enough. It has to be like 8. Let me just drop that in there. It needs to be like an 8.5 inch bolt. This is like 8 inches on the dot. But I'll put that somewhere else so it doesn't just fall into the engine bay again. There we go. What I'm doing here is, while I wait on Michael to get some parts from the old place we get metal from, I'm gonna try to put this gauge in permanently, put some bolts behind it, make it tie into the dash, and then I gotta put some trim here in the corners, and I gotta stick the radio back in it. Also have to tie that one into the dash, and then yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. I'm hoping that these random nuts I grabbed are the correct thread, and they're not. So I finally found the nuts that go in there. Now I can tie the old cluster into the car finally. You just fish my hand on through here. Put your threads right on. It's nice, something fell through there. Oh. I'm gonna get down. Reach. So you see this clip here. These just slide on there. Kind of like so. That's all there is to it. See, it doesn't go anywhere. Sweet. And I still gotta tie this one in too, which ain't bad. And then I gotta put the radio back in it, and the little ashtrays, and the thing here. Also gotta do something with these. We can't be having these just dangling. But yeah, that's what we're accomplishing right now. I'll show you guys when I get this dashboard accomplished. Okay, so we have steering column stuff in there now. The steering is all in one piece, and this GoPro. Okay, fresh battery in the GoPro. So I'm gonna just smash the camera into the dipstick. So we got steering in here now. I'm going to just grab the steering wheel and show you guys.
It flops around.
Yes, it does. So, as you guys can tell, the steering flops around everywhere, but that's because the bottom of the steering column is just kind of loose in there. But we have the linkage done now, and we have steering. We bled the brakes the other day, so now all I got to do is I got this plate here that goes in the floorboard, right in that big hole where the brake pedal goes, and this tries to hold the bottom of the column, and this is where the original master cylinder went. So I'm gonna cut probably a square around this hole right here and patch that hole so we're not having a hole in the floorboard. And then we're probably going to use some of these bolt holes to make a bracket that grabs the bottom of the column right there outside of the cab, right off the firewall. And then the bottom of the steering column should be held, and that would get rid of the rest of the holes in the floor pan. So I'm going to get to cutting this apart, make a big square in here, and show you guys what this looks like when it's done. But is there anything else that we have to be doing here today?
Yes, all my dogs are vaccinated.
Well, yeah, bring it by tomorrow. We need that 2 bands right now. Okay, so you guys are not going to be able to see this very well at all, but there's a plate under there. I made a little pecker shaped object out of metal that a hose clamp goes around to tie the bottom of the steering column in, and it bolts right to this plate down here, which is really dark in here. See, there's a plate in there, and there's 2 bolts right there that hold the other piece in, and it's just like a little, like I said, it's like a little pecker shaped piece that just it sticks out like that below the column, like that, and then a hose clamp goes around it, and she's nice and in there now. So now we should have steering It rotates pretty smoothly. You can feel the U-joints just a little bit, but they're still new. And then you can hear it shift too. And we have brakes now as well. See, it doesn't go all the way to the floor. And car runs. There's a drive shaft in it. So pretty much all I got left to do now is I gotta finish up that wiring still, but we're fixing. Michael's cleaning up shop right now, so we're fixing to take this thing off the stands and move it to the door. We're gonna try to do this with it moving under its own power. So that's just where we're at right this second. Alright, so the Oldsmobile is on the ground. We got the Ranger moved over here. We got some room. Michael's irritated today.
Not irritated.
He's not.
Really? What the hell's wrong? Becoming very irritated right now.
There it is. So, Oldsmobile. It should. And we need to hook up the battery.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's out of gas.
What is...
You're gonna have to let me know.
Something's making a noise. Yeah, there's no door handles inside of it. How's it feel?
Well, it feels like it needs gas.
Ain't got no gas in it.
Back by. Don't worry about your boy now. You're doing good. It ain't got no gas in it.
It does run and the transmission works and
I know what's wrong with it.
everything. I think we're gonna have to
Address the knuckles a little bit.
maybe.
Maybe. It seems like it's fine. It wouldn't be really that bad going down the road, but
I can't do that. It's not that bad. It just needs to be a little, which is not a big deal.
yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how you fix that.
Just a little adjustment.
Yeah.
However, we gotta get this thing straight
Is that part?
to where it doesn't look crazy. No, that's neutral.
Bertha. Big old Bertha. Well, she moves under her own power.
She does do that.
Something in the transmission leaky.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's a little bit of blood trail. Yeah.
I'm my helper, dude.
For whatever reason, I don't know how to tighten bolts or lines. I could try 3 times.
Worse right there.
I could try over and over and over again, and it will continue to leak. I guess it's like that gas tank, huh?
The gas tank is not anybody's fault. Manufactured it.
The people who manufactured this gas tank obviously don't know how to make a sealed gas tank, so it leaks gas consistently. It's just a constant drip out of the bottom of it. Look at all this room. It's,
I don't know. It seems like it'll be alright. Seems like it definitely needs some adjustment in the front end.
yeah. Just from that short little drive.
Well, you can see the tires aren't sitting like they need to.
Yeah. We have yet to square this car, so. But that's what we've done all week. This car is running and driving now. This Monday is my birthday. I get to turn 22 years old.
This Monday?
Yeah. So it'll be the day after y'all are seeing this video, if you watch it at the day of upload, that I turn 22 years old.
I can't think of anything smart ass to say.
You just gotta pull out your phone and be like,
I don't have it on.
be like
Testing, 1, 2.
like, yeah. Subscribe to Gas That Works. You need to.
Now we just gotta fix all the drivability issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's just squaring the front end and tightening down that transmission line. Tighten the tranny line.
Sweet. So stay tuned for next week's video, you guys. We're going to be uploading every Sunday from now on, so if you got nothing better to do on your Sunday, make sure to see what Gas That Works is uploaded, because we're uploading every Sunday from now on. So, forever from now on, for the rest of our lives, until we croak. But subscribe if you want to see more. Like, throw a comment down below. Tell us what you think. And we'll see you guys next Sunday. Peace.